Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the channel. This is your one and only Step Bro. Today we're going to take a look at the new Japanese Tier 10 Heavy, the Type 71. But first, don't forget to hit that like button and the notification bell for more review videos, memes, and streams. Now, getting to the matter at hand, let's discuss the Type 71. The Type 71 is a very mobile, decently armored heavy, otherwise known as a HEAVIUM. In my opinion, I think the tank is very good and probably be meta for comp, but it's definitely not OP. In the next few minutes, I hope to be able to show you a good overview of the vehicle from the speed, the gun penetration, armor profiles, of course discuss some do's or don'ts with some replays. On the question of whether or not to run the gun depression equipment over the speed one, I've tried out both extensively and I prefer the speed one. It may or may not fit your playstyle, so if you get the vehicle, you might want to experiment with either piece of equipment so you can tell what really fits your playstyle. I just like the fact that I can really get good traverse capability and the faster acceleration and maintaining speed in different kinds of terrain, as well as that I find that 6 degrees of gun depression in most situations is more than enough. So looking at some statistics, you can pause the video at any time, take a look at it. 2591 DPM, 9.3 seconds of reload, 255, 330 millimeters of pen, 400 alpha, 4 seconds of aim time, 0.31 dispersion. Obviously, we only have 6 degrees of gun depression down and 14 up. Top speed of 40 with 17.2 horsepower per ton. Average speed is 35. And hull traverse of 46.5. This is the equipment that I run in the vehicle. And these are the stats that I have. On to the speed test. So first, we're going to take a look at the Type 71 running the speed equipment. Remember, this replay is playing at 200% speed, and I picked 5 different vehicles to compare with. These are the fastest heavies, or ones with similar top speed, similar average speed, and you can see that the Type 71 does keep up with them. It's not the fastest vehicle in the bunch, although it accelerates really fast. You'll see, obviously, the M48 Patton will be first, IS-4 goes second, Mark 6 goes third, and the E5 last. The second speed test is with the gun depression equipment. You'll still see that the Type 71 keeps up with its peers, the one that are similar. E5 takes a huge lead here, but obviously we're going to see the M48 Patton still beat everyone up with a higher top speed. It's a pretty fast vehicle. It's just that most people would think that it's super fast with the equipment on, but it's all about the same, but it does keep its speed on difficult terrain, like in the mud, not in the road, better than other vehicles. So now we're going to take a look at the gun handling. We're going to take a look first using the YOH. This with a 105mm gun, 3-shot gun, 271 AP, 363 heat. As you can see, we're using AP shells and we're cutting through the cheeks of the Type 71 and the hatch. And that's when the vehicle's completely hull down. Using heat, we will be able to cut through the upper plate, as you will see in a bit. Cut through the upper plate easily, not a problem. And remember, at this range, this is where the Type 71 can already shoot the YOH, so you're going to be pretty protected. Side scraping is one thing you can do with a Type 71. Limited amount of side scraping, but you can do it. You won't get penetrated in the sides, but they can shoot your lower plate if you aim more from the middle. Now, when a Type 71's face hugs you, you can back off a bit and just load heat. Easy. Goes through. Those things on the side do not penetrate. You can't pen through the sides. You go to the turret ring, the hatch, the cheeks, or just load pramo. That hatch on the upper right, as you're facing it, is not existent. Does not exist. Second vehicle we're going to take a look at is using the STB-1. That's using heat on the cheeks. We can cut through. You can also do it with AP, but it's going to be a bit troll, so I would suggest using heat if you're going for the cheeks. Same thing with the hatch. You can go through with AP, but heat will be more reliable. Upper plate is unpennable even with heat. And obviously lower plate you can go through with AP. Side scraping, same thing. It's doing the same thing. It's fully side scraped. You can still get through the hatch, as we've done so. You can still get through it, and probably the cheeks. But if you're aiming your gun a bit, you're side scraping, you can probably bait a couple shots from people. And now, face hugging, your best bet is going to the gun mantlet or the hatch. so you don't get pressured. But with the new auto aim system, I'm not sure how reliable you get the shots in. Now, for gun penetration, we're going to look at a distance of 50 meters using gun rammer on the Type 71. We're going to look at typical vehicles you'll face in the tier, like the 60TP. Obviously, you can still cut through the hatch with AP, that's AP, and certain weak spots on the hull, if you can aim for it. Especially when you're looking you're hull down, looking down the vehicle, those spots should be easy to penetrate. If you're using heat, it makes the driver's port a bit easier to pen, the one in the middle, but the other weak spots remain the same. As for the E5, same weak spots, that's AP, we're cutting through the cheeks of the E5, bottom plate's pretty exposed, and obviously the hatch. The middle part of the upper plate, you can only get through with heat. IS4, with AP, you can still go through the driver's vision port, lower plate, as usual. But with heat, you open up the cheeks, and probably the hatch would be better, would be an easier pen. For the Yo AP, you won't cut through that. You can cut through the sides, cut through both hatches, and the lower plate. But with heat, yeah, you can go through the ball in the middle. Nice. I7, this AP, you can still go to the gun mantlet. It's a pretty hard shot, but you can do it. The hatch we're aiming for, it might be easier to actually shoot the left hatch, as we're going to shoot now. Because the right hatch is, with the PBR chains, made it a bit harder, but you can shoot the left hatch. Those are weak spots. And lower plate, obviously. Heat is a bit of a mixed bag. Unless you're face hugging or looking inside, it's going to be a harder pen for everyone anyway. So some gameplay discussion. First, this game, we're not using the gun depression equipment. So you see how much I have to pull out just to get that shot out. That's not really something you should do. I'm just greedy for damage. What you should be doing is what I'm doing now. Using your maximum hull down. So you're not exposing yourself that much, but you're getting the shots off. Right? You're getting weak spots you can aim in. Don't do what I did in the start of the game when I literally just poked out over the ridge to shoot the Type PvP. It's pretty dumb. So, you know, what you have to do, you can use some of that side armor. It is very bouncy, and people do get trolled by that upper part of the side armor. That can generate some bounces. And try to keep yourself in a maximum hull down spot where people just can't push you immediately. And remember, wiggle, wiggle. You know, people forget about the wiggling thing, but the wiggle, wiggle thing does help get you some bounces. So even without the gun depression equipment, right? Even with 6 degrees of gun depression, you can make the vehicle a hull down vehicle. You can use it like that. And now this game in Canyon's a bit different. I am using the gun depression equipment. And that Vickers, you know, you can push over the ridge further out, like a Progetto, Leopard 1. You can shoot a Vickers. You might take a bit of a risk because you don't have 10 degrees, you only have 9. But that will work well. But the reason why I don't really prefer, or I don't see the point of getting the 9 degrees of gun depression, are in situations like these, right? You're hull down, and you're trying to get a shot over an enemy that's also hull down. The amount that you have to poke your vehicle out to get that shot in, that's a bit too much for me. I don't see much of the difference. And that is why I'd rather go for the mobility. You know, you can see how it affects your traverse speed, your terrain resistance, and it does make you a lot faster than expected. So again, you play pretty much hull down, and you make sure you can over angle, right? You can over angle your vehicle and get those bounces. This is what's good about the vehicle's upper front side armor. You can get those side scrapes. Not super reliable, but you can get the side scrapes. And this is where I found out you actually cannot HE the Type 71 on the bump. The Type 71 has 100 millimeters of armor on the bump. Anyway, that's it for the video, boys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like it, please like it. And we'll see you on the next video. Step Bro signing out.